There once was a man who had more than enough. His fields were full. His barns were bursting. But instead of sharing, he made a plan.
I'll build bigger barns,
He said.
I'll store it all for myself.
He smiled and spoke to his own soul.
Rest. Eat. Enjoy life.
That very night, God said something he never expected to hear, and suddenly, everything he saved meant nothing at all. Jesus told the people a story.
There was a rich man whose land produced a very good harvest.
Season after season, the man watched his fields grow. The grain stood tall. The stalks bent heavy with grain. When the workers gathered it in, the harvest kept coming. More grain than his barns could hold, more than he had ever seen before. The man stood and looked across his land. Piles of grain lay stacked high. Storage rooms filled quickly. This was not a bad problem. The harvest was a gift. The land had produced more than enough. The man felt no fear, no worry. But he did have a question.
What should I do?
He asked himself.
I have nowhere to store all this grain.
After thinking for a while, the man came up with a plan.
I know what I'll do.
He said.
I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones.
In his mind, the picture was clear. Larger barns, higher walls, enough space to store everything for years to come. He did not think about sharing. He did not ask God what to do. He did not look beyond himself. Then he spoke again, this time to his own soul. He said,
Soul, you have plenty of good things stored up for many years. Take life easy. Eat, drink, be happy.
The plan felt smart. It felt safe. It felt finished. That evening, the man walked once more through his fields. He ran his hand through the grain. It felt thick, heavy, real. He smiled to himself. This is mine, he thought.
I worked for this. I planned for this.
In his mind, the future looked long and calm. No fear, no hurry, no need to think beyond tomorrow. The fields were quiet, and for the first time in a long while, he felt completely satisfied. The man went to sleep, feeling content. His work was done. His plans were set. His future looked secure. The barns would be bigger. The grain would be stored. The years ahead felt peaceful. The night stretched on. Stars burned quietly overhead. The barns stood dark and still. The grain rested behind wooden doors. Everything felt settled. Nothing felt urgent. The man was certain tomorrow would be just like today, and the day after that, and the day after that. Then, without warning, God spoke. God said,
This very night, your life will be demanded from you.
The words were not loud. They were not angry. They were final. All the plans stopped. All the building ended. All the grain stood silent. God asked him one question.
Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself?
The man had planned for many years, but he had not planned for this night. The barns could not help him. The grain could not save him. The comfort he promised himself vanished in a moment. Everything he trusted in was left behind. Jesus did not tell this story to say that having much is wrong. The harvest was a gift. The land was fruitful. The problem was not what the man had. It was what he trusted. He planned alone. He spoke only to himself. God was not part of his plans. Others were not part of his joy. Jesus ended the story with a quiet warning. This, he said,
is how it will be for anyone who stores up things for himself, but is not rich toward God.
Being rich toward God does not mean having nothing. It means remembering who gave everything in the first place. It means trusting God more than storage. It means loving people more than possessions. It means knowing that life is more than what we keep. The man thought his future was secure because his barns were full. But Jesus showed that a full life is not measured by what we store, but by where our heart is placed. When Jesus finished the story, he did not rush to explain. The people stood quietly. Some looked down. Some thought about their own plans. The story felt close, too close to ignore. Jesus let the silence remain, because sometimes the quiet is where truth is heard best. The question still speaks to every heart. What good is having everything if we forget God? And what good is planning for many years if we forget today?